Good day, everybody. Welcome to the Bible in a Year 2021. We are on day 350. Wow, not much more to go, is there? Day 350. Can you believe you gotten this far? Day 350. We're reading through Ephesians chapters 1 through to 6. There's so much in all these letters, and you know, 5 minutes, what can we touch on, right? So just trying to point you towards Jesus is what I'm trying to do. Just point you towards Jesus so that we can understand his love for us, our love for him, and our love for each other, because that's what we have been doing all year. And so, like, if I just focus here for a moment, let's just look at Ephesians chapter 2. Ephesians chapter 2. Just listen to this for a second. At one time you were like a dead person because of the things you did wrong and your offenses against God. This is what's so great about Paul. Paul reminds us of what we were, not to tear us down, but to lift up Jesus. There's a difference. He reminds us of what we came from, what we were saved from, not to belittle us, but to lift up Jesus, so that we know that salvation is not from ourselves, because it was impossible, but that it was indeed a gift of Jesus Christ. And he says, you used to live like people of this world. In other places he says, so don't judge the world. you were there, so don't judge it. You are no better. You used to live like people of this world. You followed the rule of a destructive spiritual power. This is the spirit of disobedience to God's will that is now at work in persons whose lives are characterized by disobedience. This is how it is. The people of the world follow a law, and it's a law of disobedience. At one time, you were like those persons. All of you used to do whatever felt good, and whatever you thought you wanted, so that you were children headed for punishment, just like everyone else. And that really gets us to where we are today in our society. Is everybody's doing what they think is right. Everybody's doing what makes them feel good. You know, I was born this way. I was this. I was that. This makes me feel good. So, and all Paul can say to that is, you were children. You were children headed for punishment, just like everyone else. And then he turns around, and this is where he lifts up Jesus. This is the condition that you were in, guys. There was nothing about you attractive at all. You were enemies. You were enemies of God. However, God is rich in mercy. Mercy meaning we didn't get what we deserved. We didn't get what we deserved. He brought us to life with Christ while we were yet, we should say that, while we were dead as a result of those things that we did wrong. So there was nothing. We were dead men walking. That's what we were. He did this because of the great love that he has for us. You are saved by God's grace. Grace is when we receive what we don't deserve. So mercy is us not receiving what we deserve, because it's along the lines of punishment, and grace is us receiving what we don't deserve, which is salvation. It's pretty amazing, isn't it? And Paul in most of his letters really addresses this and reminds us again and again and again, because we need reminding. There's nothing about us that deserves salvation. There was nothing about us that deserved the love of Christ. There was nothing about us, nothing, not even a tiny little fragment of an atom that it could be considered good for Jesus to go to the cross for us. And yet in his mercy and his grace, here we are. Here we are. So that's pretty amazing things right there. That's and it might be really basic, right? But we need to be reminded of the basics so we don't get too big for our britches, so we don't consider ourselves more important than we ought. At the same time, we don't put ourselves down because we are the children of God. But at the same time, we don't make ourselves to be better than the people of this earth, because the only difference between them and us is that we said yes to God. That's the difference. His love, His grace, His mercy is right there for them. All they have to do is accept it. Only difference is we accepted it and they haven't yet. So keep that in mind. Okay, you guys be blessed today. Be kind. Be nice to people. And have a really great day. We'll catch up with you tomorrow.